Cell structure and function. In this chapter, we will learn about the discovery of cell, organization of cell in organisms, variety in number, shape, and size of the cell structure and its function, comparison between plant cell and animal cell, and prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. All you know that we live in a world that has a large variety of organisms. These organisms have many similarities as well as dissimilarities. Some aspects in which they differ are, first of all, size. Some organisms are microscopic in size, such as bacteria, while others are macroscopic, such as most plants and animals. Next, appearance. They may be fat, they may be thin, they may be short, they may be very long. Then it is color. They may vary in color. Habitat. They can live anywhere. Some of the cell may live in the aquatic environment. Some can live in the terrestrial. Some are aerial and some are arboreal. There are many similarities also. That is, all these organisms require food, air, and water to live, and all these organisms respond to external stimuli. They also grow and reproduce. So, all these vital activities which allow organism to live are performed by the basic unit that is known as cell. So, we can say a cell is the basic structure and function of an organism. In other words, it is the smallest subdivision of an organism which is a definite structure and perform functions of life. A cell shows all the characteristics of a living thing, that is respiration, nutrition, reproduction, and they can also respond to stimuli. All living organisms made up of one or more cells. When an organism is made up of a single cell, it is called unicellular organism, and when it is made up of many cells, it is known as multicellular organism. So first of all, we will learn about the types of cell. Basically, there are two types of cells, prokaryotic cell and eukaryotic cell. The structure of nucleus differs in bacteria and all other organisms. In bacteria, the nucleus is not well organized. The nuclear material is not surrounded by a nuclear membrane. Such cells which lack a nuclear membrane are called prokaryotic cells. Pro means before and karyon means nucleus. The organisms with prokaryotic cells are called prokaryotes. Bacteria and blue-green algae are called prokaryotes. On the other hand, all organisms other than bacteria and blue-green algae have a well-organized nucleus with a nuclear membrane. And the nuclear material, that is the genetic material, is present inside that nuclear membrane. These organisms are called eukaryotes. Eu means true and karyon means nucleus. So, the eukaryotes are having a well-organized membrane-bounded nucleus, whereas the prokaryotes are not having a well-organized nucleus. This unorganized nucleus which is present in the prokaryote, they are called nucleoid. So you can see over here the pictures of the two cell, eukaryote and prokaryote. You can see in the left hand side, eukaryotes, they are having a definite membrane that is enclosing the nucleus. There is nucleus, nucleolus, mitochondria, ribosome. Ribosome, you can see, is present in both eukaryotes and prokaryotes. But in case of prokaryotes, in the right hand side picture, you can see that the nucleus is not organized. Everything is scattered over there, and this unorganized nucleus is known as nucleoid. One extra thing, there is an additional wall outside the cell that is known as capsule. It is present in some of the prokaryotes. Cell structure in eukaryotic cell. So we can conclude that most eukaryotic cells are multicellular like us. The nucleolus is present in the nucleus, that is, it is well organized. It contains cell organelles, that is, there are some suborganelles, smaller particles that are present, which are like plastids, that is mainly present in the plant, mitochondria, which is present in both plants and animal, Golgi bodies, that is also present in both plants and animal cell. Fungi, plant and animal cells are all examples of eukaryotic cell. Eukaryotic cells are having definite structures. The first one is cell membrane. The cell membrane separates cell from one another and also the internal content from the surrounding. The cell membrane is basically porous, that is, it is having pores on the walls which allow the inward and outward movement of the particles into and out of the cell. Next, it is the cytoplasm. The cell membrane bound a thick jelly-like substance which is known as cytoplasm, which is present between the cell membrane and the nucleus. Various other components or the organelles of the cells are present in the cytoplasm that we have already discussed, like mitochondria, like ribosome, Golgi bodies, plastids, etc. Cell walls in plant. Cell wall is an additional structure which is present outside the cell membrane of the plants, and we have discussed that is also it is present in the prokaryotes. So a cell wall is an additional covering and it gives shape and rigidity to these cells, basically to the plant cells. It gives a rigid structure to the plant cell, and that is why they can withstand all the stress, high velocity of wind, rain, high temperature, etc. Nucleus. Nucleus is generally spherical and it is located in the center of the cell. The nucleus is separated from the cytoplasm by a membrane which is known as nuclear membrane. All the genetic information present in each cell is concentrated in some structure which is known as chromosomes. The nucleus contains an even smaller concentrated material that is also called nucleolus. So we can say that a nucleus is having a nuclear membrane. At the center there is the chromosomes are present and there is a more concentrated structure that is called nucleolus, and the jelly-like substance in which this chromosomes and the nucleolus is suspended, it is known as nucleoplasm. Chromosome. The nucleus contains thread-like structures which are known as chromosomes, or it can be named as chromatin. These chromosomes or chromatin, they carry genes and help in the inheritance or transfer of character from the parents to the offsprings. Chromosomes are composed of DNA in the chromatin in the form of chromatin and protein. The full form of DNA is deoxyribonucleic acid. It is the genetic material which is transmitted from the parents to their offsprings, either in plants or in animals. Chromosomes contain information for the inheritance of features and from parents to the next generation in the form of DNA molecules. DNA molecules contain information. This is necessary for constructing the cell. Functional segments of DNA are called genes. You can see in the picture that first there is a picture of cell. This cell contains at the center which is the nucleus, and the nucleus inside you can see there are chromosomes, and this chromosome, a smaller part has been magnified. Which are they? They are the DNA, and the DNA again has been magnified. They contains all these links out of which genes are made. Cell organelles. The various components present within the cell are known as cell organelles. All these components are spatial and specific to their function. That is, each and every organelle are having some specific function. For example, we have discussed about mitochondria, lysosome. You can see there's a diagram that is typical animal cell and plant cell. You can see there are different organelles that are present. In case of the typical animal cell, you can see there is pinocytic vesicles, lysosome, Golgi vesicles, rough endoplasmic reticulum, smooth endoplasmic reticulum, cell membrane, mitochondria, Golgi apparatus, nucleus, nucleolus, centrioles, micromolecules, and cytoplasm along with ribosomes. Whereas in a typical plant cell, you can see there are ribosome, a rough endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi bodies, smooth endoplasmic reticulum, chloroplast, nucleolus, nucleus, cell wall, cell membrane, central vacuole, mitochondria, and cytoplasm. So from this two diagram, we can conclude the basic difference between plants and animal cell. We can see that is cell wall is a special feature of the plant cell, whereas cell membrane is present in both plants and animal cell. Chloroplast that contains chlorophyll is also a special feature of the plant cell which contain chlorophyll and perform the function of the production of food. Vacuoles. Vacuoles are the storage bubbles of irregular shapes which are found in cells. Vacuoles are generally present in the plant cell and they are bigger in number. If they are present in animal cell, they are very small. Golgi apparatus. Golgi apparatus, they are also termed as Golgi complex, is a membrane-bound nucleus. Its main function is to modify protein. These modified proteins are placed in Golgi so that it can transport everywhere in the cell. Endoplasmic reticulum. It is a membranous organelle and it is found in all eukaryotic cell. This endoplasmic reticulum is again of two types, smooth endoplasmic reticulum and rough endoplasmic reticulum. Then comes the next organelle, that is lysosome. Lysosome are small membrane-bounded sac-like structure. They release digestive enzymes that break down food. They also remove the old and damaged dead organelles from the cell and thus protect the cell from further damage. Mitochondria. Mitochondria is a double membrane-bounded structure and it is called the powerhouse of the cell. Why it is called the powerhouse of the cell? Because mitochondria are the site of aerobic respiration in the cell and it produces energy in the form of ATP. ATP is the energy currency of the cell and it is known as adenosine triphosphate. Then comes plastid. Plastid are present in the plant cell. They are very tiny, they are colored structures. Plastids carry pigments of different colors like orange, red, green, and even colorless. And based on their colors, they can be termed as chloroplast, chromoplast, and leucoplast. Chloroplasts are those plastids which contains green pigment called chlorophyll and perform the photosynthesis process. Chromoplasts are the plastids which contains colors other than green, that is, it may contain orange, it may contain red, and main function of it is storage. Then leucoplast, as the name suggests, leuco means colorless, so the colorless plastids are called leucoplast. It also help in the storage. Plastids and types of plastids you can see over here. I have given you a broader idea. Plastids are of some other types are also present other than this basic, that is elaioplast, crystalline prolamellar bodies, precursor for chlorophyll. Chromoplast, you can see pigment synthesis and storage, helps in pigment synthesis and storage. Chloroplast, photosynthesis and lipid synthesis. What is lipid? Lipid is fat synthesis. Leucoplast, synthesis of fatty acids and amino acids. Amyloplast, storage of starch and sugar. Elioplast, storage of lipids and oil. Proteinoplast, it is site for enzyme protein activity. খুলে না